Hey gorgeous, today we're going to look at how going inside can help us to deal with the anger and anxiety that comes at the edge of our comfort zone. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Powerhouse. Vanessa here, coach, trainer, and creator of Discovering Your Passionate Purpose, the Party Goal-Getting System, and the Seasons of Success. It's time for your mojo moment in which I share one of my favorite quotes and then give you a power tip so you can take the inspiration and make it practical right away. For regular motivation, make sure you click subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss a thing. All right, our quote today comes from a classic text by Madame Jeanne Guyon. She was a French Christian writer who lived between 1648 and 1717, and she wrote beautifully about a deep, mystical, passionate, peaceful connection to God and how it can serve us. So today's quote is from Union with God. Now, when your emotions and feelings are turbulent with anxiety and anger, then be assured that a general retreat inward to the presence of God deadens these turbulent emotions. If you try any other way of opposing these emotions and feelings, you will succeed only in irritating them, not stilling them. I love this quote so much. And so let's start with the thing that jumps out to me most. We find God when we go inward, and we don't talk enough about that in our society. We're told, go to church, read the Bible, go sing, go be with other people, that it's out there. That's not where we connect with God. We connect with God when we go in, when we tap into that highest, stillest, most beautiful part of ourselves. We are connecting with our spirit, and our spirit is a part of God. We have God in us. That's how we can co-create with God. That's how we can make beautiful things happen. We are here as a piece of the divine. And if you want to handle big emotions, if you want to feel more peace and more stillness, you've got to learn how to go inside to where that peace lives. So let's talk specifically about this whole anger and anxiety thing, because it's really beautiful that they are put together. Where does anxiety often crop up? Well, where I talk about them cropping up is at the edge of our comfort zone, that as we get closer to something new, closer to doing something different, that's when we really start to feel this anxiety. And anxiety is often linked to an underlying anger. Yes, even and especially if you're a good girl who has been taught that good girls do not get angry. So if you have issues with anger, just know that repressing it and stuffing it down really deep isn't how you deal with it in a healthy way. There are healthy ways to handle anger. It is a natural thing. You will feel it as a human. The key is to learn how to deal with it. And as you move toward the edge of your comfort zone, you're going to get that chance. So what do? Anger shows up when someone or something has crossed one of our boundaries. Even if it's a boundary that we don't know we have, when it's crossed, we get angry. It's a reaction to feeling threatened. And when we feel threatened and we're totally out of touch with what's going on inside of us, we don't know how to react. And how it often works is that we get this deep, deep anger because something or someone has once or probably dozens and hundreds of times crossed these boundaries that we don't even know we have. And so this feeling of unease or not rightness bubbles up. And what we experience on the surface, because it's more societally acceptable, is anxiety. So if you have anxiety, just be aware that there might be something much deeper going on underneath it that is tied to anger because your boundaries aren't being held. And often those boundaries aren't being held because we're right at the edge of our comfort zone. There's something new happening. We're in a new situation and we don't know who we are, where we're going. We don't know what our next steps are, and that can actually be frightening. So now we have fear and anger and anxiety all smooshed together in this stew, and it becomes very, as Madame Guyon says, very turbulent. We feel buffeted, like we're in the middle of a storm and we're being blown this way and that way, and we don't know what to do. And what we need to do is actually accept it. We need to acknowledge it. We need to say, wow, there's something really big happening here, something I'm not sure how to handle. And then we need to take a big breath and surrender. And that's when we go inside. And when we go inside, we can find that stillness. We can take our concerns, we can take our fears, we can take our anger to the divine and lay it out and say, I don't know how to handle this. And we can work with God to create a plan. And maybe you do that all the time, or maybe you've never done that. But you can do it and you will get answers. There is a vast wisdom inside of you. Our goal is to actually expand our neurological capacity, to expand our cup, to grow what we're comfortable with to the point where we can encompass that new thing. Because when we encompass it, when we grow around it, then it's no longer threatening. It becomes part of our normal world. And when you do that, when you become new to hold the new thing, you no longer need to feel that anxiety. So if you're ready to grow and become the new you that you need to be to get out of that anxiety and anger and fear that you've been feeling, just write #powerhouse in the comments below so I can cheer you on. And if you want to learn more about creating a real change, about becoming the kind of person you need to be to do what you need to do here in the world to build a better world, check out the Powerhouse Success Cycle Checklist. It's linked in the description and it'll show you exactly how to create real change. So what was your nugget of gold today? What did you learn, realize, or remember that you'll be able to use right away to make your life better? Where's one place where you're feeling anxiety that you need to go inside and grow around? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up and share it out with your Powerhouse peers so they get a dose of inspiration. And if you're new here, click subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified when we release new content, which is every week. And for you Mojo Masters who know to hang around until the end of the video, here is your bonus power tip. Why God? Why God? Why does Madame Guyon recommend going inward as the only solution to finding stillness and peace? Why God? Well, there are a lot of reasons, and we're not going to go into them all today, but here's the one I really want you to think about. The divine has a very high frequency. And you may not be used to thinking in terms of frequency and vibration and law of attraction, and maybe you are, but just think about the energy of beauty, the energy of peace, the energy of stillness, the energy of grace. These things have a very high vibration. They have a very pure, clear, clean vibration. And when you align with that vibration, when you breathe into it, when you step into it, when you surrender to it and let it flow through you, it will change you. Anger, anxiety, fear, shame, lust, these are lower vibration energies and they keep us pressed down. And when we're in them, we cannot tell the difference between truth and falsehood. We cannot tell the difference between a truth and a lie, which is why when we're in fear, when we're in anxiety, we believe those little chirpy demons who sit on our shoulders and say things like, you're not good enough, you're not loved, you're gonna fail, it'll never work for you, there's something wrong with you, don't you remember what happened when you were 6? Oh my gosh, you can never let anybody know about it. Like all that crap seems true to us when we're in that low vibration. And when we align with the vibration of the divine, when we allow that vibration to flow into us and through us, we experience grace. We experience real love. And with that vibration, we begin to see truth. We begin to see clearly. We begin to see that there is nothing freaking to be afraid of because everything is good. But until we align with that energy, until we invite it in, until we surrender to it, we will fight and we will be in fear and we will be in angry and we will succumb to the falsehood that the universe is against us, and we will hide and we will never become who we're meant to be, and we will never build the world that we're meant to build. And that is a tragedy. So if you're here to change the world, to become the world that you were put here to create, make sure you get the Powerhouse Success Cycle checklist so that you learn how to create that real change, so that you start to learn how to become who you need to be to encompass the change that you want to create. And that's it for today's video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.